Hello everybody, it's Steve Katsikaris, Norland Colbiconc Watchdog, just up here on Trails End Road, Norland. We're going to call the Durham Regional Police today and talk to them about their false allegations of my brother and I committing a crime, which we did not, of mischief. That's ridiculous. We basically found out about, you can go ahead and start dialing there, Chris. We found out about these operatives that are on Trails End, and they followed us down to Whitby. We weren't able to get full disclosure of my last case, and I was found not guilty. So we're going to call the Durham Regional Police here today and talk to a constable by the name of Ryan Peacock. So we're going to see what kind of evidence he has against us and see if he has a warrant for arrest, because we have some counter evidence for him in Durham Regional Police.
Transferring to extension 3488. Please hold. Your connection cannot be completed at this time.
Oh, that's
Please
his badge
try
number. Oh yeah, I guess I got the call there, friend. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 1853. Sorry, I'll try this again.
All right. Yeah, so we're going to be calling some constable by the name of Peacock of the Durham Regional Police.
Peacock. Yes.
So I'm just going to sit here and Chris will get that put in there. And we're going to see if they got a warrant for our arrest. We've had these trumped up charges on us before, so going through this game is not new for us. It is abuse, obviously.
If this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911.
I need this.
If you know the number of the person you wish to speak to, dial it now using the touch-tone keypad on your phone. Transferring to Ryan Peacock. Extension 1853. Please hold.
Turn it up.
It's up all the way.
Okay.
Thank you for calling the Durham Regional Police. You've reached Ryan Peacock. I'm unable to take your call right now. If you please leave your name, number, and time to call, I will get back to you as soon as I can. If this is an emergency, please hang up and call 911.
Actually, leave a message. Forget
Record your message after the tone. When you've finished, you can hang up.
Okay, so there we go. We try to call Ryan Peacock. He's the officer that's making this allegation against my brother and myself. So we're trying to call the police, and we're trying to see what kind of information they have, because we're accusing the police of criminal misconduct, using operatives in Norland, which have now followed us down to Whitby. His daughter and granddaughter are involved in this now, and the family's not happy that Police Chief Paul Martin's got to use kids in crime, starting with, what's her name, Ethna Eileen Fabiani, and also Giovanni Fabiani. We found about that, so we got the documents to show that they were here in Norland. We have the documents to prove when they moved to Whitby, and we can see it's all within the timeline. And this individual, according to documents, moved out last August. And now, when we told Children's Aid what the heck is going on here with our information, she shows up on the street there, starts chasing us around in road rage, and now the police want to charge us for mischief. That's ridiculous.
And by the way, these people we're just mentioning, it's not okay. Actually, they had the cottage beside ours. We were here for 30 years. They came beside ours. They're only here for a year. Then they got up and left once we found out what they're all about. And then the other issue too, they're in Whitby again. They're basically right, but they're a house over from the chief of police. And it's kind of unusual. The odds of having someone having a cottage in a house basically in two different cities, basically a house apart from each other. So there's definitely some something that's very unusual, and a red flag has come up. So we are doing an investigation, and it's, like I said, has gone to the point that we are in communications with the Attorney General and the Commissioner of Ontario, and also CAS as well, because there are children involved. And these people basically are accusing of basically of some kind of basically using children as a cover, and that's illegal. You can't do that in this country.
Yeah, and they're crying wolf.
And not just that, we also have court documents, and they're in the courthouse. And I know the informants and the police are fabricating this material, don't know about this. and it's about maybe 100 pages thick.
Mhm.
It is there. The commissioner knows. The attorney general knows. So now basically they want to come across and say that they're charging us with mischief. Mischief is basically if you're going out to interrupt someone's property or destroy his property or interfere with his property, the enjoyment of his property. No, when you drive by in a public place and you're taking a camera just to verify that person's not supposed to be at that property because apparently they sold it, and we got the Ontario documents, the provincial documents that say they're not supposed to be there. So why are they there?
Mhm.
What are they trying to fabricate? This is very unusual practice. It's very mysterious. So we're trying to get down to the bottom of it, and we do. Like I said, the Durham Regional Police. They don't know exactly how far we have gone. Our investigation, it's quite in depth. They have no clue, but they will find out once we drag them all into court. It's
And
going
that's
to
the
happen.
other thing. I was charged, and some guy by the name of C. Robinson charged me for this stupid death threat that was never a death threat, and the doctor in court even admitted that she screwed up. But she also said that, yeah, these guys are after me because of these illegal sewage systems. And this C. Robinson, we don't know who this person is, male or female, has pressed the charge, and the judge would not let me subpoena the officer that laid the charge on me in the first place. And also, when we got attacked here on July 28th, 2016 with a SWAT team, to this day, there's still no warrant, and the courts in Ontario won't even acknowledge that. So we got a police state operation going on. We have these people that we can prove now that there's some money laundering going on and how they get their income. They're using children to spy and also commit murder. And now they're endangering his granddaughter and the newborn that just came to our family by putting these people there and attacking us again, possibly with a SWAT team, because we can see the threats from Durham Regional Police. They did this to us 2 years ago. They've hit us now 3 times with the SWAT team. That means they can do it again. And if the courts don't want to acknowledge that the police are going around doing these type of acts and saying that it never happened, such as Judge Goldstein at the Superior Court of Ontario, who sends verdicts in the mail, well, that's beautiful. Okay, so anyways, we've been doing this investigation for 6 years. We're community watchdogs. We're patriots of this country. The police are involved in wrongdoing, and so are people in government. And this police state stuff has to stop. And that's why we're going to be doing this and putting up in the video to reach out to people that are our age or older who remember what it was like to be free. To remember the days before 9/11, before you needed to be searched like a criminal every time you get onto an airplane.
Remember one thing. I said the courts and the police services, doesn't matter if it's OPP, if it's Durham Regional or York, wherever it is, they're here to serve us, the community, the taxpayers, the Canadian citizens, to make sure we have peace and stability in our communities. They're not there supposed to fabricate and do whatever they want and show no transparency and no accountability for their actions. I said, this is not what it is. I said, we the people, end of the day, we call the shots, not them. We are their bosses, not them. The only time we lose that privilege is that we're not their bosses and can't tell them what's going on. If we're an actual criminal, we're actually being charged under the law, under the criminal code. And if you don't have the criminal code to back you up, the law is black and white, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? And I'm sure we've seen a lot of people that went through the courts, and we see justice being denied over and over and over again. Now, even the Toronto Star even said a couple of years ago, half the judges we got in are not even qualified to be judges.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? When you
right.
go into court, do you think you're going to be served fairly?
That's right. And if they're appointed and we're not allowed to have cameras in there and they cry this game that they're worried about victims, how about the victims that are being thrown in jail for no bloody reason like me and my brother? Oh, but that's what they're planning on. And me last year or 2 years ago, and denying me bail not once but twice. And when I went to trial, not a shred of evidence against me. But anyways,
well, here's another thing too. Just to let you know, when they serve you documents, you got to check, make sure there's the judge's signature. You got to make sure there's a date. And you know what? There has to be a court file number.
Yeah.
Every time you go to court, there's always a court file number. That's how they keep track of everything, right? When you see these things are missing, you know it's a fraudulent documentation.
Yeah.
And that's basically obstruction of justice.
Mm-hmm.
So we as the people of this province and this country too, I'm sure Ontario's not the only one, that you have to call your MP. Don't forget, this is an election year. Queen's Park has to know what's going on. You make your call and say, hi, I'm disturbed of what's going on. Our courts and our police services. Listen, I'm a taxpayer. I'm a Canadian citizen. This is my right. I said I want to get an investigation. I want inquiry. I want to see what's going on about all this. This is definitely very, very troubling.
Yeah.
And this has to be addressed.
Yeah.
We are trying our best.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can, we'll get back to the next video.
Yeah,
Thank you.
and we're going to try to call the Durham Regional Police again. So, hey, if you guys want to come and start intimidating us, we're going to start calling you. And then if you want to press a charge, hey, no problem. We'll take it for another 2-day trial. And we got the goods on you guys. So this is going up on YouTube. True North, strong and free. Defend the Queen's laws. God save the Queen. I'm your Northern Cobequid watchdog, always watching out for the taxpayer and the environment. So long, everybody.